All right. We're going to talk about black women rejecting the unemployment black male. Now, I know this is not going to set well with a bunch of Negroes, but I'm maximum black. Ask me if I care. The maximum overdrive up next. Hit it, Dane. All right. Welcome to the Maximum Overdrive 3G. I'm joined with the African Princess and the Lady Knight. We will be talking about black women rejecting the unemployed black male. Before I get started, let me get a sound check. Ladies, let me know if I'm coming in loud and clear.
Coming in clear.
All right. Well, I guess you want to know why I'm about to say some of these things. Let's go a little bit about what Gwen Guthrie said, the lady who made this song, right? There's nothing going on but the rent. You got to have a job if you want to be with me. What can you do for her, right? Well, that's what it's about. It's about what you can do for the woman. You see, what a lot of you brothers don't understand, a lot of you young brothers, unlearned brothers, is that a woman is an extremely big deal. Without a woman, you can't carry on your bloodline or your legacy or your DNA. None of that gets passed on without a woman. See, civilizations, cousins, offspring, relations, family, all that is possible because of the woman. Now, you don't think so because you've been taught to take her for granted and treat her like a piece of shit. That's what many of you do. But without the woman, we have none of this. We have no family. We have no bloodlines being carried on. We have no cousins, no relatives. We have no legacies. We have none of that. So without the woman, this world would just be a big blank. That's why she's such a big deal. That's why wars have been fought over her. Because she's that big of a deal. That's why in ancient times, rulers killed the firstborn of other rival kings and other people who would try to rise up and fight against them. Because the firstborn is a very, very big deal. Because the firstborn helps carry on the legacy of the family. Power. The firstborn represents power. Well, it represents more than that, but we'll just stop at that point. But without the woman, none of this is possible. Without the woman, you don't have kings. You don't have queens. You don't have anything without the woman. Let's get this straight. Without the woman, you have Nathan, zilch, nada, finito, kapui, kaput, blah, blank, not here, non-existent, void. This world will have no purpose without women. You as a man would have no purpose without women. If women were to suddenly just go away, your will to live will start to dissipate. Because eventually the reality will set in that you have nothing to live for. There are no women here. And so if there are no women, then there will be no children. So there will be no purpose for living. You're not going to tell me it's going to be a bunch of you a bunch of you Negroes with Mario beards walking around here picking fruit off the tree, smiling at each other, talking about, it's a great day, my brother. We have no women, so all we have to do is sit here and look at each other and pay each other compliments. Would you like an apple, my brother? Thank you, my brother. Would you like a piece of bread? Eventually, you're going to say, man, why are we fooling ourselves? There are no women here, so let's just kill each other. That's what's going to happen. Because you have no purpose to live anymore. There are no women. The only reason why you have ideas running through your head to create different things now in the world and do different things because there are women here. Even if you don't have a girlfriend, you're influenced by the presence of women. I know you guys don't want to accept that. You probably can't see that because many of you don't think for yourselves. You can't really think on your own. You can only think what other people put in your head. You don't really know how to use your own mind to think. So this is probably way over your head. Some of you with long IQs probably don't get it. And I get it because if you got a long IQ, that just means that you're mentally handicapped. But anyway, everything is about the influence of a female. Even when you go to the store, eat, stay healthy, part of that is because you want to appeal to women. Women like healthy men who stay in shape. Even if you feel that you're doing it for yourself, there's still influence of a woman around. You want to be seen. You go and buy brand new clothes. Now, the gay dudes, that's something else. That's an issue. We're not going to touch on them right now. We'll talk about that some other time. But everything is done for women. Without women, you will have no purpose to do anything. And even you gay dudes, eventually, that'll burn out too. Because you'll get sick of yourselves. And eventually you will revert to savages and you'll probably eat each other alive for entertainment. You will plunge into chaos. And you fools who are talking about, well, if there were no women, men would be winning. Men would have an abundance. Sure, you would for a certain period of time. But that time will run out because reality will set in. Even if you are gay and there are no women for a certain period of time, your natural manly nature will come out. It'll actually cure you of your gayness. You will become savage. And all of a sudden you will become manly because there are no women. There are no women. You will turn into a savage. And you will have no purpose to live. Therefore, you would just turn on each other and kill each other. No men are going to survive with other men for long periods of time, and there are no women. Even when you have situations like the military, what did they have to do to the military? Eventually, they had to bring women in. Do your research on history and armies when they used to have no women. That's how they keep regiments in line, regiments of men in line, because they are women. If there were no women, I wouldn't be able to keep an army of men together. There'd be no way, shape, or form. No way. Because there's no promise of the warmth of a woman anywhere. He can't go lay down and hold a woman in his arms. He can't go make love to a woman. He can't go get his mind right. He can't get a massage from his woman. He can't go home and take this soft woman into his arms. He will go berserk. Wouldn't be able to hold no army together. They'll implode. The woman is the key to everything. That's why she's a big deal to those who understand. She is a big deal. And yes, she is more important than you. I know you don't want to hear that. And people are afraid to say that. I'm not. She's more important to you. She's more important than you are. You can't do what she does. Now, granted, I'm not saying that we are insignificant and we are not important in the grand scheme of things because we are. We are protectors. And we provide the sperm to fertilize the egg. So we are important in that aspect. But you can't do what she does. You can't carry on bloodlines. You can't carry on DNA like she can. You can't give birth to a whole nother human being. You can't do what she does. So stop trying to sit up here and act like you can and trying to influence other people, trying to tell other people all of these lies because you're insane. Now let's get to today's podcast about black women. You should reject the unemployed black male with no mercy. Don't feel sorry for black men who don't have any jobs. Matter of fact, stop feeling sorry for black men. I understand that we've gone through a lot, and I understand that many of y'all love us. But the more you enable us, the more you give us that there, everything is going to be all right. The more men will not push, the more they will not dig deep, the more they will not take a look at themselves and change. You will actually make them worse. If a man don't have a job, then he doesn't get any intimacy. That should be the exchange. Like Gwen Guthrie said, you got to have a job if you want to be with her. And that's the attitude that you guys should adopt today. If he has no job, then he has no you. And don't be afraid to apply that reasoning. Don't get caught up in, yeah, but the brother is trying. He's trying to get a job. And don't follow none of that. Those are excuses. Boys try. Men get things done. There's a whole bunch of stuff out here that men can do. I don't want to hear nothing about, well, I can't get no job because the white man don't want me to have nothing. No, you don't want yourself to have anything. See, when he talks like that, he's replacing the white man with himself. When he says, the white man don't want me to have, now what he really means is, I don't really want anything. I'm comfortable with being a loser. So I just want to sit up here and cuddle with you and don't have any responsibilities. I don't want to look for no job in a white man's world. That's what he really means. It's no excuse for a man not to be working. There's plenty of jobs out here. And if you don't want to get a job, create your own job. Go to school and get a trade. I don't want to hear nothing about, well, I had to sell drugs because I had to. That's why I don't understand, guys. We had a guy on here talking about, well, they had to do what they had to do back in the day. They had to sell drugs. Really? You actually had to sell drugs to your people to get ahead. So basically what you're saying with that logic is you want us to believe that you had to hurt people in order for you to be okay. So some people had to be sacrificed in order for you to be okay. You couldn't go out and make personal sacrifices and get yourself ahead on your own merit. You had to bring other people into it and use them to get yourself ahead. And that's what they tell us, right? You've heard them come on this channel and say things like, hey, don't you talk bad about these pimps. Pimps helped me out. Pimps made me go to school. Pimps did what they had to do at the time. Now, I don't know how walking around dressed like a woman and screaming on women and beating women up and abusing women is doing what you have to do. I don't know what that is. But according to this, when guys stand on that corner and sell drugs, some brothers believe, hey, I'm doing what I had to do. I ain't had nothing else to do. I couldn't do nothing else. Why? I couldn't read or write. I didn't know how to do nothing else but sell drugs. Well, if you couldn't read or write, you couldn't do nothing else, and how did you sell drugs? Excuse me. I don't know how, if you can't do nothing else. See, here's the logic here's the logic I have a problem with. If you can't read or write and you can't do anything else, then how did you end up selling drugs? You can't do anything else. So how is it that you can't do anything else, but you can sell drugs? How is it that you don't know any schoolwork or anything else, but you know the drug game? And then a lot of you brothers keep yourself in that mentality because it's a mentality that won't allow you. As a matter of fact, it's a mentality that makes you believe that it's okay for you not to go out here and work like everybody else, for you to go out here and earn something and achieve something like everybody else is trying to do. It makes you feel like it's okay for you to steal from other people, hurt other people, blame other people. It makes you feel like what you're doing is a good thing. So basically, it reverses your mentality of reality, right? A reverse of mentality of reality. And what I mean by that is, it has effectively turned right and wrong around for you. So you now see right and wrong this way. Instead of seeing it the right way like the rest of us, you now see the right stuff as wrong and the wrong stuff as right. The reversal of mentality, the reversal of your mentality of reality. You now see the right things as wrong and the wrong things as right. And so now that you don't want to work and earn a good name out here in this world, and nobody said you had to work for the white man, you can work for yourself. You can learn how to build things. There's plenty of trades out here that I call nation building skills, such as brick masonry. Brick masonry will always be in demand. As long as there's clay and dirt and rock everywhere, I don't think brick masonry is ever going to go away. These are nation building skills: brick masonry, electricity, plumbing. You know how long plumbing has been around? Do we have to go all the way back to the days of the aqueduct? Excuse my accent. I got that Jersey accent. It's aqueduct. We call it aqueduct. Plumbing has been around in different capacities since ancient times. Learning how to lay pipe, learning how to connect water to make it flow. That's been around for since ancient times. They've been building with that trade skill since ancient times. I mean, you can become an electrician. Man, shit, you become an electrician, you be your own boss. You can write your own ticket. So there's things you can do if you want to. So don't come to a woman wanting to get into her life and make her life miserable and make her feel that she should feel some kind of way about you because you're feeling sorry for yourself and don't want to work, don't want to earn anything, don't care about your legacy, don't care about your name, have no shame in being a nobody. And now you want her to feel guilty by not allowing you in her life because you just want to be a nobody. Don't come bring that to her. And ladies, don't accept that. Don't accept the brother. If you're talking to a brother and you like a brother and he tell you he ain't working yet, you should wait till he get a job if you're really interested. Don't make that mistake and get with a brother that don't have a job, especially one who haven't had a job in multiple years. You don't want that. All he's going to do is make your life miserable. But there's a reason why he isn't working. Now, of course, he's going to tell you all kinds of shit. Yeah, baby, I'm in between jobs. And the reason why I didn't work is because I was on the job, right? And I was giving out flyers, making $300 a week. And the boss wanted me to stand in front of his door. Well, I wanted to go stand on the corner. So we had creative differences. And I was effectively excommunicated from the job. Started using all these big words that he don't understand because he heard on cartoons and stuff. Yeah, I was effectively excommunicated from my place of work because me and my boss had creative differences. I wanted to go set up shop on the corner. He wanted me to do what he wanted me to do. I understand he's paying me and all, but I have rights too. And so your boss gets rid of you and hires a Mexican who stands where he wants him to stand and make that $300 cold hard cash every week. Something you could have been making. And so they have a lot of excuses, but you shouldn't accept any of those excuses. And the biggest thing that you shouldn't accept is a man not working. Now, let me take you back to the old school. But before I do that, Dane, come in for a second. Am I frozen? Okay.
Okay, so technical difficulties. We'll be right back, y'all. Hello, Max, you with us?
I was I frozen?
You dropped off for just a couple of seconds. So wherever you ended, that's
I,
where we at.
I asked you to come in and you didn't respond.
Okay, sorry about that.
Because I looked like I was frozen.
Oh,
Did y'all hear everything I said or do I?
no,
Uh,
no, everything's fine.
okay. All right.
Everybody,
Okay. Okay. Let me get back to what I was saying then. Sorry about that, folks. I thought I was frozen. All right. And so now let me take you back to the old school, right? This is the way we were taught. Now, mind you, I'm 53 years old, so I come from that late 60s, 70s thing. I still say the 70s was some of the greatest times I ever experienced. The quality of black people was so high back then. Yeah, you can say we were loud with the bell bottoms and the afros and the big butterfly collars. You can get that. But let me tell you something. The quality of black people was extremely high. Black people actually cared about each other. And there was a lot of love for each other back then. Oh, yeah, and not to mention, I grew up in a time where black men absolutely loved and adored black women. It was everywhere. It was in the house, in the street, in the schools, in the music. It was everywhere. So anyway, you didn't have no sissy bims talking about going their own way, or some maniqueers talking about black women don't have any value. I wish somebody would have said some stupid stuff like that back then. Nobody said no dumb stuff like that. But anyway, let me take you back to the beginning. This is what a man is supposed to have, ladies. You can write this down. And this still holds true to the day. I don't care if he's a jet setter. I don't care if he's rich. I don't care if he's a rapper, a movie star, a janitor, a bus driver. I don't care what he is. These things still stand today as the original foundation of what a man should be. So I'm going to give y'all a second for those who want to write some stuff down. All right. Number one, this is what we were taught. A man is supposed to secure financial resources, whether it be a job, a business, or personal and family wealth. That is number one. A man is supposed to secure financial resources, whether it be a job, a business, or personal or family wealth. Financial resources. Number two, a man is supposed to secure a permanent roof to house his women and children. A homestead, not an apartment, a home, a permanent roof, not a temporary shelter, which is what an apartment is. That's number two. Number three, reliable and adequate transportation to get to and from, to do business, commerce, and also to take children back and forth to, so that they may take care of medical needs, whether it be appointments, school, leisure time to take the family on trips, transportation such as a car, camper, truck, whatever. Okay? Those three things are the building blocks and foundation to what a man should be, what a husband should be, what a father should be. You understand? Now, number four, a man is supposed to provide protection without question for his homestead, his belongings, his women and children. Without question, protection for his women and children, his homestead, his belongings. Where are we at? Number four? Five? One, two, three, four. Yeah, five. A man is also supposed to provide for said women and children. A man is supposed to teach his children, raise his children, nurture his family, do right by his woman, do right by his wife, do right by his children, and not turn his back on or run out on his family. Those are the things that makes a man a man. Not any of this coward stuff that you see today. So, a man must have integrity. He must be a leader. And he must protect his environment. These are the things that make real men men. And a man must be strong for his family. Weak men are not fit to lead families. Weak men aren't fit to be husbands and fathers. Seek out only the strongest of men, ladies, if you want a man to protect you and provide these things that I just spoke of. So when you meet a man and he doesn't have a job, he is not the type of man that these things make that I just spoke of. Do not waste any time with him. Find you a man that has the very basic foundations of employment, financial resources. Because without the financial resources, you can't have the other things. Okay, what happened? Hello?
Accident.
All right, let me sorry about that interruption, y'all. I asked someone not to interrupt me, but apparently they wasn't listening. But anyway, yeah, if a man doesn't have these things, finances, that's the beginning of everything. You can't have the others without the first one. Number one, a man is supposed to secure financial resources by way of job, business, personal, or family wealth. Without number one, there is no other numbers. There are no other numbers. He must come to you with number one. That is important. If he doesn't have number one, do not accept him. Now, I know that some people are going to be like, well, that's hard, man, because some of these brothers be on their hard coming out of jail and you know, taking pictures, you know, and, you know, sending topless pics to other brothers. Okay. Same thing, ladies. Without number one, there are no other numbers. There is no 2, 3, 4, 5. If he doesn't have number one, keep it moving. You are asking for trouble. You are going to hurt your life if you accept the man into your life without number one. Especially if the man is 35, 30. He doesn't have number one. He's not even working. There's an issue there. You don't want that. So, ladies, black women, if you're listening, going forward, You should reject, in my opinion. You should reject the unemployed black male. No more exceptions. No more wasting your life. No more stressing yourself out. No more running up your blood pressure. No more working your nerves. No more trying to rob Peter to pay Paul and juggle while he struggled. And now y'all both struggling. As a woman, you are the prize. You bring the ability to carry on bloodlines. You are a legend. He cannot do what you can do. No man can. You do not deserve to enter into a relationship already struggling. That is not a man that cares about you. He cares about himself. A man that cares and loves you cares if you struggle, cares if you are stressed out. So if he wants you to enter into a struggle relationship where y'all fighting Peter and Paul, well, robbing Peter and to pay Paul and ducking and dodging and trying to move the car because they're coming to repossess it, or you fighting landlord court because they trying to put you out because you ain't paid no rent. Man, you don't want that. It's not fair to you. That's some shit he want to put you through. Understand something, men are strong. Men are very, very strong when it comes down to stress and strife. Don't let them fool you. Men can take an abundance of bullshit. Trust me, they are not mentally hurting like you think they are. Men can mentally and emotionally wade through bullshit like it's nothing. But they'll lie to you and tell you, oh, baby, I'm stressed out. This, and that. And then you feel sorry for them. Now you're over there struggling with it. Now you're going into your piggy bank. You breaking your piggy bank. Hey, baby, don't you got a few quarters left in your piggy bank? I need to give me a pack of smokes so I can think. So you give him your last roll. You give him your last roll of quarters. He go out and buys a carton of cigarettes so he can sit there and smoke and think. Now, he done been thinking for 7 days. You come at the end of the 7th day, hey, baby, you thought of anything yet? Nah, baby, nah. I was thinking maybe Gertrude down the street, you can borrow some money from her and we can get something to eat. Now, he done smoked up your last little $10. Thinking for 7 days. At the end of 7 days, he tell you that Gertrude down the street, he wants you to go down there and borrow money from her so y'all can get something to eat. Is that what you want to go through? You with a whole man who's supposed to be strong. He's supposed to be your John Henry. Going around with a fucking hammer, knocking shit down. Beating all kinds of machinery and shit. Supposed to be your John Henry. That Negro told you to go down the street after he done smoked up your $10 and thought for 7 days, and the best he could tell you on Sunday, after he done borrowed your $10 on Monday, bought a carton of cigarettes, smoked all week, and on this last pack, you come to tell my baby, you made any progress? Yeah. Go down the street and ask Gertrude for a few dollars so we can get something to eat. He don't care about how embarrassed you feel. He don't care about how you feel disappointed. He don't care about how you look up to him as your man, your king, and you trying to do everything you can to support him. And you believe in him so much that you put aside your own embarrassment, your own shame, and go down there and somehow try to sweet talk Gertrude out of $5, $5 or $10 or $20, so you can go get some bread and some lunch meat and some Kool-Aid and sugar. Because y'all ain't got no money. And God forbid you got 2 kids. You got to go get some luncheon meat so you can make sandwiches for the kids. And then you sitting there in the window, he done smoked up his cigarettes, your cigarettes, so you had to borrow a couple of cigarettes from somebody. You got, 75 cents left, so you buying loose leaves, you sit in the window crying. Because you ain't got shit. And you suffering. And you don't know how to tell him that you ain't feeling this shit. Because you think you in love with a man. See, that's what you're going to end up. That's what's waiting for you when you let a guy into your life that don't work. That's what's waiting for you. And some of you probably already went through what I'm talking about. Don't feel sorry for him because he ain't got no job. That's his problem. You ain't got nothing to do with that. He want to work, he'll get a job. And don't accept no excuses. Don't fall for the slave shit either. Stop falling for that, ladies. Stop falling for these Negro spirituals, these old Negro spiritual made up stories. Yeah, baby, the white man, it's hard on the brother out here. He closing all of the doors. Well, tell that motherfucker to go open them doors back up. Like you talking about he closed the doors. Kick them damn things down then. Then he ain't got no doors to close. Come crying to you about somebody closing a door in his face. That's weak. You need a man that's strong. A man that's going to knock them doors down. A man who ain't going to settle for nothing getting slammed in his face. Don't let him come to you with some BS story about, the white man done slammed the door. You don't want the Negro to have no job. Ain't nothing out here but to sell drugs in prison. Well, if that's all he got to offer, tell him you're not interested. And keep it moving. If all you offering is jails and prison, that's it. Because if he telling you some crap like that, that's a man that done gave up on himself. He done gave up on life. And all he gonna do is use you as a scapegoat and use you as a stress buster. Because every time he gets stressed out, ain't got nothing to do, he gonna take it out on you. Stress buster, you're gonna become a stress buster. You know what a stress buster is? In this particular instance, he gonna get stressed and he gonna start busting you over your head. Stress buster. That's what you're gonna become to him. Once he gets stressed, he's gonna start busting you over your head. All of this stems from a man not having anyone. Let me tell you something. When a man is working, he has a sense of pride. He feels like he's doing what he's supposed to do as a man. He's striving, even if it's a dead-end job. It creates a different mentality. It creates a can-do mentality.
Max, you're Borgin. Okay. The technical difficulty. All right. So, yeah. So, does that any of that sound familiar? Yeah, sounds very familiar. Yeah. So if he don't even have number one, he can't have two, three, four, or five. And that's where the stress be for the woman, because then she's handling it. Now, was it was her by herself, or she was handling okay. But when you add the additional stress of another person, you know subconsciously that the load's supposed to be lightening, supposed to be helping out, but no, you have the additional stress of your resources being used faster, and more of it. You know, your utilities go up, the food disappeared. You used to know exactly how much what you buy would last for so long. And then you add an additional person, they have a whole different appetite, and they eating up some stuff, but they're not bringing in the groceries. They're not bringing in groceries. They just eating up what you bringing in. And that becomes stress. Oh, and then when you have to, okay, I hear you back, Max. Okay,
Okay, am I still bugging?
no, you sound clear now.
All right, so let me get back to what I was saying. Thank you, Dan. Right, and so if he doesn't have number one, then you don't want him. You have to start getting into that mode of thinking. A lot of you sisters are suffering needlessly simply because you feel sorry for the Negro because you don't have a job. That has nothing to do with you. All of that started before he even met you. A man must be working, whether he has a business, he'll be working at his business. Even if he has family wealth, he'll still be working on something. But don't accept a man with no job. You're asking for a world of hurt. Because when men don't work, especially guys, private guys, and they don't have any jobs, they start developing all kinds of complexes. And they start getting delusional, start thinking that you're doing something to them, start thinking that you're trying to hold them back. They'll turn all that on you and make you to blame for them not being able to get jobs. That's why you don't want to touch that. And then if you give them, if you find a job for them, some of them feel some kind of way about that too, because they didn't find a job on their own, and then they resent you for doing that. So let him get his job on his own. I understand some of y'all want to help. I get all of that, but it's a man thing. Let him go out and find his own way. Don't feel sorry for him. If you feel sorry for him, you're making him soft. You are a man's supposed to be hard. A man's supposed to be strong. A man is supposed to find a way. A man is supposed to fight through adversity. When you enable him, you take that ferocity that he's supposed to develop, you take that away from him. Then he becomes soft. Then you turn into a sissy bell and start arguing with you and fighting with you about wearing your clothes and shit. No, let him go out there and learn how to become a full-grown dog on his own. Let him go out there and fight over bones like other dogs do. Don't get involved in that. He ain't got no job. You keep it moving. Seriously. When you talking to guys from now on, listen, let me explain something to you. It ain't disrespectful to ask a man if he works. A real man ain't got no problem telling you that he works. A real man ain't offended by that because a real man is working. I ain't got no problem with you asking me what I do. That's not disrespectful. That's not gold digging. You get into a conversation with a man, excuse me, where do you work? What do you do for a living? Oh, I'm an engineer. I work for da 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 da. Cool. Make sure you secure that first. Now, I'm not saying that's the only thing you should look for, but it's one of the most important things. It ain't the only important thing, but it's up there because that gets the ball rolling. That gets the ball rolling. I would say it's the most important thing in the beginning because it gets you to step two and then other things. But you got to get that one first. If you ain't got number one, man, you ain't got no conversation. That's the way you got to look at it. Now, I know some of you talking about, well, what woman is going to be with a man ain't got no job? Look at all of these baby mamas. There's a lot of them out here with dudes. Matter of fact, there's some out here with dudes right now that they still with that don't work and live off their Section 8. And she's enabling him because she's got a Section 8 apartment where she paid $8, $9 a month for, right? He's got free room and board. That's why he ain't working. And then he waiting for her to get her little check, every month, so she can put some money to the side to buy him a PlayStation. And so she thinks she's doing something good. She thinks she's contributing to a black man, but she's actually hurting him. She's enabling him. She's allowing him to turn into a sucker right there in her house. A worthless dude. And then let me tell you something. That dude is going to want respect as a man. Yeah. He is going to have the nerve to want you to respect him as a man. He living off of your Section 8 housing, living off of the money you bringing out with your government funds, and going to want you to still want you or require you to respect him as a man. If not, he gonna give you hell. And that's what happens when you let dudes into your life that don't work. Like I said, some of you will probably sit up here and say, well, Max, that's an easy one. Why are you telling us this? I mean, we know this. A lot of women don't. You'd be surprised how many women out there that don't know this and are knee deep in it because of this. And they think that the guy that they're with is a prize, that he's their Superman. I heard a woman once tell me one time here on social media that she would do a bid with her man. How about that one? So if her man got sent away for 12 years, she would actually do the time with him. She would wait. She wouldn't mess with another man for 12 years and be putting money on his commissary. So you're going to tell me a guy that says he loves you is going to go out and willfully gets himself locked up? Well, if he's doing that, then how can he tell you he loves you? I mean, does that sound like any love to you? I mean, if you love a woman, I mean, the whole thing would be to be with her, right? Because you love her, right? So why would you go out and do something stupid that you know is going to get you locked up for a long period of time? What kind of love is that? Maybe somebody else can tell me what kind of love that is, because I've never heard of love like that. And I was shocked because this woman said that she would do time with her man. She will wait. And I mean, I got my own problems with that. I mean, I can't tell people what to do, but okay, if a situation happens and your man is trying to protect your life and he kills somebody in the process, he got to go away for a couple of years for manslaughter or something like that, trying to protect you because he's black, they're going to put him in jail anyway. Okay? But he ain't going to be there for a long time, you know, because the black version of self-defense comes with at least 3 years. The white version of self-defense means you go free. The black version of self-defense comes between 3 and 5. Yes, yes, Negro, you defended yourself, but we still locking you up from 3 to 5 years. So if he's doing 3 to 5 for defending you or something like that, the kids, all right, and you want to hang out because he did his he he did his thing. He protected his women and children. Okay, I can see you waiting around if that's what you want to do. But if he out there selling drugs, knowing that if he get caught, he gonna do double digits in jail, I can't see you hanging around for that. I mean, that's absolutely insane. But anyway, getting back to guys who don't work, reject men who don't have any employment. You will be more, you will be better, you will be all the better for it. When Guthrie said you got to have a job if you want to be with her, you got to be the same way in this age. He's not working. He don't have his own business. He's not working. He's not bringing any money in. And listen, talking about legitimate work. Be out here selling drugs, you don't want no part of that. Because that brings a whole lot of danger to your life. Selling drugs is illegitimate work. That's dangerous work for losers who don't like their freedom and apparently don't give a damn about yours either. So, hopefully, I was able to teach you something. Hopefully, some of you are listening. Hopefully, you take something from this podcast and improve yourself with making sure you don't get your life in jeopardy by taking on guys who don't have any employment. So in my personal opinion, black women going forward, you should reject and have no problem rejecting the unemployed black male. And with that being said, I am at the end of my rant. I'm now going to bring the ladies in. Lady Dame.
All right, I'm here.
All right, ladies. So jump on in there, Dame. I'm at the end of my rant. What do you think about everything? What do you take?
I think it was great, but I need to take notes faster. When you was going through the list, yes, I think the women should take notes on this, and make it their what they call that when you start your day and you say a few things, should make
Mm-hmm.
that their mantra in the day. And if the guys don't fit that criteria, he should go. But as Pretty Black Magic was saying, um, Max, many of them know most women can't be alone, desperate, and would do anything for any man. So we do have women like that out there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They were made like that by their fathers.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess it's come to this. We can't do too much to help them. We can just inform them and then they grown, they make the choices they make. We just tried to ensure that we don't, the next generation don't. Maybe the mother's too far gone. You try to help the child, but be careful.
What do you mean?
Um, just huh?
What do you mean?
Oh, because that desperation, I've seen it passed down to the next generation. If desperation have any man, it's got to have a man, and they'll do anything to keep him.
Well, it's that you have fathers who teach their girls to um, basically, in a subtle way, reject strong men and accept weak men. All that is strength and weakness.
Hmm.
It manifests into something else because you don't understand the origin of it, right? But all
Hmm.
that's about is strength and weakness. The father teaches the daughter to reject strong men and accept weak men. So by her accepting weak men, her standards become low, right?
Hmm.
Her endurance becomes low. Her tolerance becomes low. So she'll accept any old kind of man that comes down the pike. And she feels that she has to be with this man no matter what, because the father also instills into his daughter, while telling her to reject strong men and accept weak men, they also tell her that she should do everything she can to support that male, even if she has to lose.
Oh,
Yeah, this
what
comes from the
kind,
father.
what kind of father does that?
Sissy Ben fathers,
Ah,
manosphere type fathers, weak
ooh,
fathers, because they are weak. You see, this is why I say relationships are only for strong men, not weak men. Because a weak man can only teach weakness. He will teach weakness to his sons and he will teach weakness to his daughters. What y'all are seeing, even though y'all see it in the way that you see it, it manifests into something else, desperate women. But I'm telling you at the very core, all that's about is strength and weakness. And that's created by the father. Because the father was weak. So he passed down weakness to his sons and daughters. He teaches his daughters to reject strong men and accept weak men, and to
mm-mm.
support them to no end, even if they have to lose, even if they have to go without. And that if they don't accept these men, no one will protect them. No one's going to be in their corner. They're going to be alone. He puts fear in them that if they don't accept these types of men and lower their standards or don't have any standards at all, that they're going to die alone or they're going to be lonely for the rest of their life. Notice I said die alone because that's what they tell them. And they make these girls scared as a young girl, and then they grow up in fear of not being with the man. They don't want to be alone. They don't want to die alone. They don't want to be some old hag. So they must accept any kind of man out there, no matter if he's a bum or a loser, an abuser, it doesn't matter. This is why I say marriage and relationships aren't for weak men. Only weak men can do is teach weakness. Marriage and serious relationships are only for the strong. Now, you can sit up here and reject what I'm saying. It's cool. I'm not saying you got to take what I'm saying as the gospel or whatever. But I tell you what, get into a relationship with a weak man all you want. And I guarantee you, you're going to wish you had a strong one. because he's going to infect you. He's going to infect your seeds with weakness because he's weak. He's weak and he has no ambition to be strong. He's a weak male that has accepted his weakness. And since he accepted, he resents himself. So now he takes that out on other people. He ain't going to be the only one that's going to be weak. He's going to make sure his sons are weak too. He's going to make sure his daughters are weak too. Hello?
Yeah,
Dane?
I'm here. I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead.
So that okay, so it's not just the sons, it's the daughters.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so
Well,
used to,
especially
daughters.
especially the daughters, because these type of weak males,
Mm-hmm.
they want men like them to have a chance.
Uh-huh.
So they don't mind sacrificing their daughters because they feel that they turned out okay because they're weak and they don't feel that there's anything wrong with being weak. So this is where they set their daughters up and teach their daughters to accept weakness. And right, and then in turn, the daughters themselves become weak because they learn to depend on weakness, and that weakness make them fearful and
Oh,
make them disregard very important things about a man, like protection. Weak men can't provide protection. This is why you see but some women giving their last and doing without and taking away from their kids to support some worthless ass weak dude that was instilled in them by the father. He programmed that shit into their minds.
mm-hmm.
And now you have, for the result of it, you have a grown woman running around here scared to death, thinking that if she don't have a man, she gonna die alone. Ain't nobody gonna love her. Ain't nobody gonna care about her. Some of you feel that they're not even worth anything,
Wow.
and that they only worth something as if a man is with them. And not just, and not a strong man, any low life they can get their hands on. Go ahead, Dan.
Oh yeah, I never made that connection because I'm used to fathers who are so protective, and they see there's way too many no good men. They teach their daughters to care for themselves because they don't expect there be any good men to take care of them. So they teach them
Right,
all the
and
things that they normally teach their sons.
that's what the weak man tries to counter. That's why the weak man in the relationship exists because he's there to counter that.
Mm.
That's why I tell you, don't get in any relationships with no weak dudes. Weak dudes aren't fit to be husbands and fathers.
Mm-hmm.
They're too weak. You have to be a strong man to be a good husband and a good father. Can't be no weak dude. It's not going to fly. You're going to end up destroying the lives of your children by the mentality that he instills within them. Going to have your sons and daughters out here losing because he's a loser. And all he can do is teach losing. Yeah, they.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And I'm thinking the ones that in my generations whose father don't be teaching them, they got brothers. So their fathers instilled in their brothers, take care of your sister, look out for your sister. She's gonna need you and stuff like that. And the ones that don't end up teaching their daughters the things they teach their sons is
And then
because
the
they got
weak
sons to look after their
and
sister.
then the and then the weak dude does the same thing with a family of weak men, right? He does the opposite. He makes sure that the brothers say, "Listen, you make sure you tell her that if she don't curb her attitude, she ain't gonna have no man. She ain't gonna never get no man. If she don't fix herself, and that if she don't do what the man says, ain't no man gonna want to be with her. And if she don't do this, this, and that, ain't no man gonna want to be with her." So he's telling his brothers the exact opposite, and then they're doing it. They're passing it down. Ain't no man gonna want to be with you if you don't do this for him, if you don't do that for him. If you don't do what a man says, you're gonna end up being alone. They pass that shit down. I don't seen guys do it. I don't seen it happen in whole families.
But wouldn't that mean that there's some inherent weakness in that family anyhow?
Yes, it comes from the male.
Mm.
Understand something. The woman isn't complicit in none of this. Okay? If there's a father that's teaching this, right?
Mm-hmm.
It comes from the father,
Oh.
not from the mother. Most mothers, now there are some women who are mixed up, but most mothers are trying their best to instill the strongest thing in their children because mothers know how it is to struggle. They're already struggling. They don't want their children struggling. So if you leave a single baby mother alone with her child, nine times out of 10, she's going to try to instill the strongest things in her child because she don't want her child to end up like her, struggling,
Okay.
especially her daughter. She's going to be hard on her daughter. You're going to get an education. You ain't going to depend on no man. You're going to be strong or whatever.
Yeah.
See. That's the result of all of this weakness with males. See, if there's a weak father around, then the mother goes into the strong man mode. Start telling her daughter, don't depend on no man. Don't rely on no man. I don't want you to end up with all of these babies and no fathers take care of them. You're going to get educated. You're going to do this. You're going to have your own. You're going to do this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then she going to tell the sons. She going to tell the sons, right? Don't you get out here and put your hands on no woman. You walk away. You do this, you do that. And you better get you a job, okay? Don't sit around and wait for no woman to do nothing for you. Do for yourself. Cook for yourself. Clean your own house. And so the mother, because she's struggling and she has to go into strength mode, she teaches strength backwards. She teaches the girl not to rely on a man and teaches the boy not to rely on a woman.
That's true. Because if we think about it, either our mothers, our grandmothers, or our auntie has said those same exact thing. That's why so many girls are going to college. It's been pretty much drummed into her head.
Right, and then here's another thing too, right? What I'm trying to explain to you is this comes from male weakness. There is no balance in the house. If there was balance, the mother would have different teachings. The mother's teachings would be altogether different. The mother would be teaching unity and working together if there was balance in the house.
Uh-huh.
She would be telling the boy, make sure you have this because you want to make sure your wife is this, make sure your wife is that, make sure you protect. She'll have a different set of teachers for the boy and the girl. Okay, yes, get your education, but also be strong, true to your family, true to your husband, true to your children. Her message would be different. Her message wouldn't be a message of individualism out of fear and protection. It would be a message of power and unity. Because there's balance in the house. If there is no balance, then the mother switches modes because she fears for her children and she don't want her children to turn out, in a situation that she know is no good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That yeah, I just, I never really thought about it. Yeah, there's, I have seen different ways that women have, taught their children, and I wonder.
Well, what do I know, Dan? I was told that I don't know anything.
You was told by some hit dogs. You was right on point. They didn't want to admit it, and they couldn't help but holler because you hit them real hard. So yeah, you can't listen to them dudes. Yeah, and all this time, I've been thinking that it was the mother teaching the child, this desperation for a man to have a man no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe she was just either she already was taught this by her own father and she just passed it down to hers, or his child father instilled this in her, in the child, in the girl.
Are you eating? Because we can't really understand what you're saying. You got a mouthful of food? Huh?
Okay. I said all this time I've been thinking it's the.
Well, why don't you go on mute and get and finish eating? I'll talk. Hello?
No, I was saying all this time I was thinking that it was the mother passing down this desperation to her child. And the fact that it's the man. I never would think a man would instill in his daughter weakness like this. But hey, we got weak men out there
because he's weak.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we was watching the 5 Heartbeats, and I was telling you about what Eddie King father Jr. Eddie King Jr.'s father said to him. Huh?
Yeah, he said that.
He said it in front of the mother too, right? You notice the mother didn't do anything. Notice she didn't say anything. When he told his son, he said, "You ain't gonna never be shit because he ain't shit."
Yeah,
remember that?
Yeah, I did.
But that's what that is. He gonna make sure that his children ain't shit because he ain't shit. And the mother is going to be complicit in all of it. because she's probably like, you see, these men, they find the right kind of women who have been touched by that disease of weakness. And trust me, they know how to recognize these women. And they get with these women and marry these women because these women are going to allow them to pass that weakness on to their children. That's why he was able to say with so much confidence to his son that you ain't gonna never be shit because I ain't shit. Wow. He making sure his children ain't shit. And so you got a guy like that is teaching his daughters pretty much to be slaves to men. And to think that a man is everything no matter what he is, no matter what he don't have. And that even if he was homeless with nothing, you better get with him or else you'd be alone. And you're going to die alone. We keep bringing that up, right? Die alone. Is that what Kevin Samuels said to that woman?
Mm-hmm. And actually,
you're going to die alone?
Yep. And that's what the manosphere be telling black women or young black women.
Because that is the method. That is the way. That is the methodology of weak men. They weaponize loneliness against women.
Hey, you remember that manosphere dude said he tried to hook up his niece with a buddy, but she didn't want. She hooked up with a guy that got out of prison.
Mm-hmm.
And we went on him saying, well, what makes you think your buddy was better, or the guy that came out of prison was worse? You only know your buddy as your buddy. You don't know him as the woman who might be sleeping with him or have to deal with him, or as a woman.
You're trying to tell people women aren't stupid.
Mm-hmm.
You probably went with that dude out of prison because he was more of a man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was mad at his niece, but he couldn't tell us that the niece was doing worse.
Nope. She probably wasn't.
Mm-hmm. He put it down as women don't want to submit. I said, you're an uncle. She's the one that got to live and marry with the dude.
You know, I never heard that before until I came to social media.
Mm-hmm.
That's never was something that was in my vocabulary. My friends never talked about it growing up. We never even thought about no submission or anything like that. You know. Then I get here and I hear all of this submit.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that's another thing. You hearing the guy talking about do you submit to a man or to your man or whatever it is? Run from him. Because
yeah, I don't know what that's about. Because in order for the woman to submit, there's got to be something there that she has to be willing to give herself to.
Well,
so
if you think about it, he's giving himself away. He's screaming out his weakness. The reason why you never saw submission when you was growing up or heard anything about it, or none of you, the guys you grew up with or the men you associate with, knew anything about it, because it was not needed to be said.
Nah, we was all strong anyway, you know.
It would happen naturally, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't something that was demanded. It was something that a woman gave willingly or not. But because these guys are demanding it, that means for some reason the women didn't trust them enough or to willingly submit on their
Yo,
own.
that's why.
Have somebody telling or
That's
demanding
one
it.
of the reasons. That's one of the reasons why I feel bad for girls who have these guys for fathers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I really hate it, man. Like I said, these guys, they aren't fit to be husbands or fathers. These aren't guys that women should be marrying. They're just too weak. They're not responsible men. You know, it's just something that women should do themselves a favor and stay away from. What are they saying in the chat? I can't see the chat.
Okay. Sid just came to go, yep. Then they leave their daughters to fend for herself with no knowledge of men.
Mm-hmm.
They don't believe in God. Why would they want submission? A lot of these dudes that's demanding submission, they don't believe in God.
But
Even
they don't have the five essentials of manhood. Okay, so some of them may have one or two, but don't have the rest. You need a man to have all five of those things. You want a complete man who's doing what he's supposed to do. Okay. When a man has all of those five essentials, the woman will have no problem giving herself to that man. No problem whatsoever.
mm-hmm. Also, since they because they don't believe, the Bible also refers to the woman to submit to the man as the
Okay, we're
man
not
to
going.
submit to. Okay, yeah, okay, sorry.
Yeah, we're not going to get into a biblical thing.
Okay, okay.
Let's try to stay on topic.
Okay, I have to pull back a little bit. Some people are just coming in. Little Miss Chocolate said, "Glad I live by myself and I'm not a man provider." Because Pretty Black Magic said, "Now with COVID, job loss got more black men out of work living off a woman and her kids. I know about 5 women's like that."
Yeah, but and the thing about it, right? You don't have to be. These guys can get jobs even during COVID. There's plenty of truck driving jobs out here. These truck driving companies are hiring every single day. Okay, Amazon just opened up a big old distribution center. Hell, Amazon is everywhere. You can get jobs driving for Amazon, whether it be 18-wheel trucks, box trucks. You don't even have to have any experience, just a driver's license.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of things that they can do. Don't fall for, oh, it's COVID-19. No, these guys just don't want to work. I haven't stopped working since the pandemic. Have I, Dane?
Nope.
Have I stopped working?
Nope.
These guys can get work. And what they're doing is they're playing off of you. They're playing on the fact that you're looking at everything, you're feeling sorry for them, and that you don't want to be alone. I understand many of you don't want to be alone, but you have to think about your life. You want a life of misery, or you want to spend a short time alone where you can find somebody decent? I mean, you know, it's your life. You do it the way you want to do it. But these guys are lying to you. They can get work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? They can get work.
Okay. Sid just came in. She wants to know what are the 5 things, the 5 thing a man's supposed to have or provide. She's
Financial. Did you write it down, Dane?
it might be a little scrabbly. Okay, I got them. Um,
Read them
number
off to her.
Okay, number one, man's supposed to secure financial resources. Whether it's a job, a business, that's all
Or
I got.
personal or family wealth.
Yeah, or personal family wealth. 2, man's supposed to secure permanent shelter, homestead, not an apartment. 3, man's supposed to secure transportation, car, camper, truck, etc. 4, man's supposed to provide protection for wife and children, homestead, and possessions. 5, man's supposed to teach his children.
And raise his children.
Oh, okay, teach and raise his children. Okay.
Teach and raise his children. And be a good father and a good husband. Be a good father to his children and a good husband to his wife. Those are the 5 essentials. The latter ones come before the latter ones fall in place after the first couple are done. Once the first 3 is done, then the 2 latter comes in.
Hey, Mika. Mika's going, I'm working. Hell, I'm working. And so is my teenage daughter. Fast food, always looking for help.
That's right. Guys talking about they can't get no job. You got all of these women and girls they got teenagers out here working.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you mean you can't get a job? These guys are full of shit. There's work out here. These warehouses are hiring all over the place because of COVID. They had to change things up. Everybody needs product. There's a billion transportation jobs out here now. Even if you got a car, you can find work. You know how much these Uber drivers are making? I was talking to an Uber driver a week ago who makes $2,000 a week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's transportation jobs all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
You can pay your rent or whatever just driving the Uber.
Yeah. Sis says she got a job working from home, easy, no calls. Mika
That's right.
says there's warehouse looking for help like crazy, criminal
Like crazy.
records and all.
That's right. They don't even care. If you ain't killed nobody or raped nobody, they don't give a F.
Mm-hmm.
Long as you ain't raped nobody or got no child molestation or nothing like that, they don't give a F. You hired.
In fact, nowadays companies are looking for those guys that coming out of prison and jail because
right,
they appreciate the job more.
That's right. I was about to say that. There's a lot of ex-cons getting work. There's a bunch of them in trucking. They looking for the person coming out of the prisons now. These guys are lying, talking about they can't get no jobs. They full of crap. They don't want to work. They want to live off of you. Because women get a lot of benefits in this country. and they want to take advantage of that. That's right. Women are supposed to get benefits because women have children.
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes the mother is left alone to raise the children. So she needs the resources. Everything is geared towards the woman. Everything is geared towards the mother.
Yeah.
So all that shit about, well, there ain't no jobs, that's bullshit. It's a lot of jobs out here. Matter of fact, new jobs don't open up because of the pandemic.
Yeah. Shooks. If you want
There are
to,
the there are delivery
oh, Max, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
don't want to hear
Uh-uh.
nothing about. Yeah, I don't want to hear nothing about. Oh, we can't get no. That's BS. Don't y'all fall for none of that. Go ahead, Dane. Hello.
Yeah. Hey, if you willing to do some training, shoots right now they need a lot of people in the medical, the nursing industry, and stuff like that. Shoots, you can even get low level
Talking
in
about jobs
as
they can do right now, Dane.
oh, okay.
Let's not go way out in the left field. Let's stay pretty much grounded, okay?
Okay. 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 All right. All right.
The bottom line is there's work out here. The
Mm,
bottom line is that there's work out here. Them telling y'all that they can't find no work is absolute BS. That's the bottom line. There's plenty of work out here. People are getting their CDLs left and right. You know how much work is in the trucking industry right now? They can't hire drivers fast enough. And now you ain't got to worry about a stick being in the truck. Almost all of these trucks on the road now are automatic, which makes it like super easy to pass the CDL driving test. There's no excuses. These guys are into making excuses. They hobos. They want to live off women. Hello?
yeah.
All right, damn, I got to go on mute for a minute because I got to get some fuel. I'll be right back, y'all. Dang.
Yeah. These guys, they're
Did you
not
hear
looking
what I
to get.
said?
Yes. Yes.
I got to go on mute. I got to get some fuel. So go ahead and hold it down. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. Couldn't unmute for a second. Okay. These guys are not looking to get a job. There are jobs available. Yeah, shoots. They have a vehicle. Yeah, delivery. Oh my goodness, the uptake in delivery and Uber and all these job areas, because a lot of these companies to stay on par, they had to move to uh, delivery. In fact, they had to repurpose some of their employees to be delivery. Uh-huh. And so shooks, we having delivery service in areas I ain't that shooks. over in my little small town. We're not like Uber. You don't get access to Uber and stuff like that, but they do. But am I seeing the guys taking advantage of that? Not really. But then again, Amazon just opened up too, so maybe a lot of the guys, delivery drivers, moved to Amazon, which is good. More money. More experience. So there is job available. And in my area, we need a high level of substitute teachers. Oh yeah, all you gotta do is take the test, pass the background check and the drug test, and you good to go. And you hook into the subsystem, set up, and they'll call you. You just gotta choose which ones, which days, you know, and all that stuff. Those who qualify, warehouse, those who qualify gets benefits, not all of us. Oh, okay. Wait a minute, we talking about the subs? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, there's not really no benefits for a sub. It's just the pay. Um, but they're trying to change that. Yeah, because they want to get as many subs as they can, to attract as many subs as possible. So they trying to change it. But for most people, we've hey, money is money. Money coming in is important. You know, so so sub work for them. I bet they running behind baby mamas now trying to get a piece of them stimulus check. Oh, dang it. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Or trying to run away from baby mama to keep their stimulus checks away. I never seen so many angry guys on YouTube. I don't hear about this on guys on YouTube and the ones that derelicts around town. But for the most part, the men are like, okay, good. It's gonna help me catch up on my back child support they got behind. Or all right, so they like, they don't care. Taxes about to hit. Oh yeah, I gotta file for my taxes. Shooks. So I ain't gonna be hanging around with you guys forever. Okay, they go back into hiding after the stimulus money is gone. No, no, they're gonna also be there for the food stamps and why create a bill and pay rent at their place when they can stay at their woman's place or their girlfriend or the baby mama that they hook up with? Yeah, shoots. Some of them seem to be working as babysitters. I never seen so many guys with kids. I mean, during this thing, they're babysitting the kids while their wives or their girlfriends or their woman is working. It turns out a lot of the baby mamas are nurses or in the nursing field. So since they ain't working, they taking care of the kids. They become the, they become the housewife. I guess it's like I see them in the store shopping. They're talking about what they're gonna be cooking at their place and stuff like that. It's real interesting. Hello. Okay. Why are they always back in child support? Okay. Um. Okay. Only thing I can think of, they weren't there in the beginning of it, and the woman had to go uh to SNAP, welfare, WIC. I mean, whatever. And as I said, in some states they automatically start procedure for child support because they're gonna get their money back. And so most guys, once it starts, they just figure I'm in it. They'll pay it. They don't understand that they could, make an agreement with the child's mother, file it in court, and the welfare system would stay out of it. I don't know all the proceedings about it, but yeah, some of them don't know. Okay. Um. So Abana, have you what's your take is on the things we've been talking about?
Hey, hello, hello, dear.
Okay,
Hello.
so did you hear mass five things men supposed to do?
Yeah, I hear parts, but I do not listen to all because I was doing something.
Okay. Yeah, he lists the five things men supposed to secure finances and resources, whether it's a job, a business, or family inheritance. Two, men are supposed to secure permanent shelter. Hold on a second, Avana.
Okay. Sorry, I think you have to pick some call. Okay. The thing that we are talking about that Mr. Mouse is saying is very true because these men need to be doing some work to support their children or their wives because you cannot be lazy whilst you cannot work to support your family as well. You need to work very hard. When your children need something, you can provide it for them. Without when the children come home and they say, oh, maybe daddy, I want this, you'll be telling them, no, 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 because of you are lazy and you don't want to work and you want to blame people all the time that because of this, that's why I'm not working. But yes, you need to work. You need to work very hard. So whatever Mars is saying, I agree with Mars. Yeah, I agree with him. Those are the things the men need to know. That hey, these are the kind of things that we need to use it to support our children, our women, without blaming our
Mm-hmm.
women for anything. Yeah, we need to work very hard, not be in the house all the time playing games and stuff.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and he said, okay. He also needs man supposed to secure a permanent shelter, a homestead, not an apartment. You know, their own house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
true. It's very true. Whatever he's saying, if I said I disagree, I agree to him because you have to be in the house as well. Whilst you are working to support, you also have to provide and be in the house so that when your children need some knowledge, they can ask you because you are the man in the house.
Well, he was saying that Max always said that you're supposed to secure permanent shelter, which is a house of your own. You don't you don't want the um your wife to worry about each month. If they don't make the rent for some reason, they're gonna get kicked out. So he must secure a home, permanent home, not just an
Yeah.
apartment where you have to pay month to month or however you lease it, a year, 2 years. She's still gonna have to worry about if you do not make the payment, are y'all
Yeah.
gonna be kicked out on the street. But if it's your house, it's your home, you don't
It's
have to
true.
worry about that.
Yeah. Because you need to own your house without paying rent all the time. You need to own your house. And sometimes, let me tell you something. If you own your house, your children, your wives, they feel comfortable in the house because they don't think about maybe kicking out in the house or kicking out, sending them outside because you need to pay a monthly apartment or something. But when you own your house, you don't think about paying any monthly apartment for anyone. You have your house, and your children will feel comfortable playing in the house without having any misunderstanding with anybody. They feel okay, and they be happy to be in their own daddy's house or in their own father's house. Uh, Yeah, it's true that you have to get your own house without going here and there and say, "Oh, honey, I need to pay my rent. My rent is up." Yeah, it's true, but that will be a problem. Your wife will be thinking of it. Your children will be thinking of it because yeah, when your children went out, they'll be thinking, "Oh, my daddy need to pay our apartment. If my daddy did not pay, we will kick out."
Yeah, yeah. All right. And he's going on to three. Man supposed to secure transportation, car, camper, truck, etc. To so he can get to work or get to his business or whatever it used to make money. If there's a medical situation, to take the kids to their doctor, or if there's emergency to the hospital, or if they're involved in different things like after school activity like sports or whatever, so they can be taken to all these things. So that's the next thing he's supposed to do. Mhm. Okay. You see it too. Said they can't take care of 10 kids by 10 women and pay and no paycheck. Yeah, but this is also for us because Max is saying if he don't have the first thing on the list, he's not going to be able to get the other four things. He doesn't have a job. You know, if you don't have secure financial resources, whether it's a job, his own business, or family inheritance, then he can't provide these other things. Like number four. Now, the fourth one, man's supposed to provide protection for wife, children, homestead, and possessions. Okay, so he don't have a job, he don't have a house, he don't have transportation, and he definitely not going to be able to do number four. Well, because he don't. First of all, because he don't have two, probably don't have two and three. So how he's going to protect his wife and children? He's not going to be able to secure the home. He's not going to be able to secure the home from entry or have the equipment, to make the home safe, or even I hate to go a weapon to protect his family in case somebody breaks in or try to do them harm.
Hmm.
And five, a man is supposed to teach his children, be a good father to his children and a good husband to his wife. Okay, so
Yes.
it's more than just finances here. You know, yeah, he can provide that, but if he ain't teaching his children and being good fathers to his children and a good husband to his wife, the no amount of money that he gets from the first one is going to make them feel secure. Is going to be good for his family. hmm But he's saying basically this, you know, men, you should be acquiring this. You should be first and foremost getting a job, being financially secure. He's telling women on the first one, if a man does not have a job, a business, or family inheritance with income, with finances, secure finances, then don't give him the time today. Leave him alone to secure those things. You just went over why, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you agree with him that Avenard, that if the man don't have any finances, she shouldn't waste her time with him. You don't have whatever needs to be financially secure. You don't have a job or business or
Yeah,
inherited money.
yeah, it's true. Because if the guy doesn't have a job, doesn't have money, doesn't have anything, how would this person be with you and support you when maybe you give birth to him? Yeah, so if you know that he's not having anything, just let him go your way and you should go your way. You need a man who will be responsible for your things that you need or for your children's things that they need and who can provide for you. Not just a man who will be with you who cannot provide anything for you.
Hmm. So don't even waste time. Now you're gonna hear a bunch of those dudes on social media try to use it as a weapon. I agree with you, pretty black man. Try to say you're a gold digger. Fine, stop being afraid of that word. Stop letting you use it to manipulate you. Oh, so he called you a gold digger. You don't want to deal with this dude anyhow. You don't have a job, and now he's calling you names because you don't want to have anything to do with him until he's secure. He gets a job. Okay, because um if y'all on agreement to have a relationship towards marriage, if he don't have a job, he can't secure the other four or five things, the other four things. So the next thing, okay, say he got a job. The next thing he's supposed to be doing is securing a permanent home, not an apartment, not a condo, home. Buying a house, you gonna live in there, raise a family with. If he ain't trying, show
Yeah,
no interest in it, then he's not looking to have a family or a relationship. If he's
exactly.
not putting money off aside to buy a house, then no, 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 no. You need to hold back because either he don't see a relationship with you, and all he's thinking about is to hit it and quit it, or he's too comfortable where he's at. He don't see the possibility more. There's some men at that moment they perfectly fine with an apartment, but once they see the woman, then they start thinking of a home. You know, you know. Okay, that's okay. But if you got has no and you see nothing wrong with uh y'all living in an apartment, raising a family in an apartment, paying money that he's making that should be going to the family into another man's pocket or another family's pocket, then you need to step out. There's a weakness there. He don't see permanency for some reason. Do y'all agree with me on number two? That if he has no
Yeah,
interest in cure, oh, okay.
yeah, I agree with you.
hmm
I agree with you with the number two. Very, yeah,
hmm So Max is on point with number two. If he's not interested in a permanent home, then there's something off. That should be what he should be securing. He should be either putting money off aside to make a down payment or fix his credit or whatever it is that's hindering him from getting a house or buying the land to put the house on. I've seen people where they bought the land and then they built the house or they moved the house or they put a trailer, whatever. So it's theirs, you know. All right.
Yeah.
So number 3, man's supposed to secure a transportation, car, camper, truck, etc. Transportation is to help him go to the job, the business, so he can make his money. Supposed to use it to, to take anybody and everybody to see their doctors, go to the grocery store, buy the groceries, everything they need to do. Take the kids to their event, go on vacations. So he's supposed to secure transportation as his third thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we got a lot of men who think transportation first. Shoots. They think they got they out of order. They thinking job, or not even some of them not even job. Transportation, job, and then maybe a house. Then maybe a house. I know we got, and it's not just young boys. You know, young boys, they want to drive a car freedom. Okay. And stuff like that. But
Yeah.
it's the job first. Without the job, you're not going to be able to keep the car. If you're buying a car new, you're not going to be able to keep the car payments, the insurance, the maintenance, the gas. So there's no point in having a car and not have the job. So, or he's spending all his money on a really expensive cars, or he putting real expensive rims, or really expensive sound system. That money could have either been going to a down payment to a house. He could have did with a regular car, or shoot, a car where he don't have to have a car note, and he just he fixes it up over a period of time, maintain and all that other stuff. Not to mention the insurance will be lower on an old car. He won't be jacked up while getting the most expensive car and stuff like that. The insurance for that.
Yeah. But if you have buy a car also,
Hey. Oh, sorry.
Hello.
Hey, Max.
yes.
Hey, I'm back. Good job, Dame, of explaining. But let me clarify a few things. Now,
Okay.
okay, listen up, ladies. Okay, take down your notes, whatever. The first 3. Okay, we're not going to concern ourselves with the last 2 because the last 2 only happens because of the first 3. Without the first 3, the last 2 are irrelevant because they're not going to happen. Okay. Now, the order of the first 3 don't necessarily have to be in the order that I put it. They just simply have to be there. Like a guy can inherit a house first and then go get a job and then get a car. Okay? He can get a car from his dad first, then go get a job in the house. Okay?
Okay.
So it doesn't matter what order the first 3 are in, but what matters is that those first 3 have to exist. They have to be there. Okay? Like I said, they don't necessarily have to be in the order that I said. Like he ain't got to go get a job first, and then a house, whatever. Okay, it doesn't matter the order that the first 3 are in, but what matters is that he has the first 3. Not 2 of the first 3. The only time 2 of the first 3 may work for a little bit is that if he has the house and the job. Not the house and the car, because he's going to end up losing the house with no money. Money is important. It's extremely important. Okay? We don't live off of just love alone. We got to have resources in this world. You need money. So if a guy comes to you and he wants to be in a serious relationship with you. You say, hey, baby, I like you. I want you to be my woman. You turn around and say, okay, so where do you work? Oh, I ain't got no job. He don't want you to be his woman. He's not serious. He's not serious about being your man because he don't have a job.
Uh-huh.
That's the way you need to start gauging men. Okay? If he doesn't have a job, at least have a job. He is not serious about any relationship, and you shouldn't take him seriously about any relationship either. You
Okay.
shouldn't, because he's not concerned about the relationship. He doesn't have a job. It makes no sense to get into a relationship to where you must provide and you have nothing to provide with. Does that make any sense to anyone?
Yep.
It does too.
Uh, oh, no. We're saying yep that it don't make any sense.
No, it doesn't make any damn sense. How the hell are you going to provide? You don't have any resources.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
This is not a time for coddling, ladies. Especially
Mm-hmm.
we live in a hard time. You need hard men to deal with hard times. Weak men, I'm sorry, they don't apply. Nobody said that they can't live. They can go on and live their lives and find, women that are catered to that weakness. Okay, but these are tough times. You need tough, strong men. Okay, later for all of that coddling and feeling sorry. You understand? A man has to get out here and till the ground. He knows he has to till the ground. And when he's not doing what he's supposed to do, don't feel sorry for him because he's not eating. The man's supposed to till the ground because that's how he's going to eat. If he's not eating, it's because he's not tilling the ground. That has nothing to do with you. So there's no need for you to feel sorry that he's not eating because he's not doing what he's supposed to do to eat.
Mm-hmm.
You are not supposed to feed him. He's supposed to be able to feed himself and you. You understand?
Yeah.
So the first three, I put them in my own order, but they can be mixed around. Depends on what the situation is with him coming out of the household that he grew up in. His father could have 2 or 3 cars. He may have gave him a car. Okay?
Uh-huh.
So it don't matter if he has the car or whatever. As long as he get those 3 things. And the most important thing out of those 2 things is financial resources. A job must be had.
Mm-hmm.
Or a business, whatever, must be had. Or there can be nothing else. And that's the way you should approach it. Now, let's get into why the homestead, I call it a homestead, a home, why that's so important. We talked about the money. You already understand. That's self-explanatory. Because without the money, ain't nothing else happening. Okay? Mm-hmm. All right. So we can put the car off. Now, let's get to the reason why I put home second. Okay? It's because a home is where the family is cultivated. It's where the family is taught. It's where all of the teachings go down. It is the base of operation for the mother and father to do their thing. And so the teachings that go on in that house must go on without interruption. This is vital. I grew up in a household where I was taught things before I went to school. I knew how to read and write before I went to school. That was taught in the home. I was taught who I was in the home. All of these teachings go down in the home. My mother didn't have to worry about because my father owned the home that we live in. Damn, I showed you the house I grew up in. It used to be owned by my father, remember? 58
Yeah.
Dwight Street.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's the house I grew up in. My father used to own that house when he was alive. So my mother didn't have to worry about, she didn't have to worry about getting kicked out. So she was able to do her mother thing. She was able to nest in the environment and really pay attention to her children. And
Yeah.
so she was homeschooling us. We all knew how to read and write before we left the house. We came out of the house reading and writing, understanding arithmetic,
Mm-hmm.
speaking English. We came out of the house that way. Okay, and so these are the home is very important. It is the base of operation in which you lay the foundation of your family. That's why it must be a permanent roof. And it's important that that foundation that's being laid isn't interrupted. That's why a home is important. Permanent roof, not temporary shelter. Many guys running around here thinking that an apartment is a home. That's because they haven't been taught properly. An apartment isn't a home. An apartment is temporary shelter that's owned by someone else. Also, a home as a man helps you establish leadership and manhood. Your wife feels good that her husband owns the home that they live in. So you are providing her maximum comfort because now she understands that her man is in control of the situation and she and her children will not be put out on the street, put out in the cold. So you are providing maximum comfort for your wife. And she's willing to give herself to you because she sees the leadership in you. She sees the responsibility in you. She sees what you are doing for her and your children. She sees how much you care about your family.
Uh-huh.
And you have ownership. Your wife can feel like a queen because her husband owns something.
Uh-huh.
So she can walk around town with her head up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
She can walk around because, women cackle and, talk and back and forth or whatever. She can go amongst her friends with her head up. Her husband owns a home. She lives in a home that's owned by her husband. That gives women access amongst their friends in this society.
Mm-hmm.
These little things, which will go a long way for you as the leader and the king of your castle. This is how this is how you are made a king. Podcast. Queens make themselves. When a woman sees you as a king, that is when you become a real king. Because you have passed all other necessary requirements to be a king and are worthy now to be called a king.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can do what a king must do. A king can take care of his kingdom. Can't be a king, you can't take care of your kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
So consider your home your kingdom. And the property is on your kingdom. And your queen is satisfied that you can provide and take care of your kingdom. That is when you will be crowned king. And she will take her rightful place by your side as her queen. That is when you will be made. And so that is why a home, a permanent roof is so important. Now the transportation. The transportation is for essentials, emergencies, such as medical visits, schools, going back and forth, picking the kids up, making sure that there's transportation so that your wife and children don't have to walk, so that you don't have to worry about someone else picking them up or leaving your children alone with strangers. So all of that takes place. And plus, your vehicle is for leisure, to take your woman out to show her a good time. These things are important in relationships. You got to get out of the house sometime. Take your family on trips. So your transportation provides business and pleasure, leisure and
Yeah.
work. It's also essential for you to get back and forth to work if you're a working man. So you need transportation. If your wife or your children need to go somewhere, you don't have to call somebody. You get up, let's go. Everybody get in the car and you're gone. Again, this goes to you being a king, being able to do things when you need to do them, when you want to do them, without anyone telling you or without you relying on other people. Your wife don't have to call up a cab. She don't have to wait for somebody to come by. Her husband, she just need to turn to her husband, and you got it. So these three things will make you into a king. These things qualify you as a king. What ultimately puts the crown on your head is number 4 and 5. That's where you get the crown. 4, being able to protect your women and children, your home, property, and assets or whatever. And last but not least, is being a good father and a good husband, and teaching your children and raising your children properly, and never turning your back or running out on your family. You do all of those things, then you deserve to be crowned a king. And I believe your queen won't have no problem doing that.
Whew. Feels like lesson day at school. We had some notes to take. We went over the lessons, and this is the review to see to emphasize anything we might have missed from my notes. Oh, feel like we went to school, but yeah, I think these are lessons that both sides need, especially the women, because we are the we are enabling these weak men. You know, don't accept them. You know, so if he don't have number one, don't bother. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel like you're being too hard. None of that, because you are not. You're not too hard on them. You're not being mean. You're not being a gold digger. Being honest and keeping the stress out of your life. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he gets himself together. Huh, Avana?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when he tell you you don't have a
I'm
job,
here.
you can tell him to talk back with you once he gets a job, and then move along.
Yeah, because yes, because when you don't have a job, he will be starting calling you names. So you need to let you know that hey, you need to get a job before you come to me.
Mhm.
Sorry about
Uh-huh.
that. I fell off, y'all.
Oh, okay. We thought
Yeah,
you were in it. Sorry.
no, no, I fell off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, listen, let me go and agree with. I think Pretty Black Magic Woman said in the chat. Yes, social media is being used to hurt women, black women, and we recognize that over here at the Ebony Star Network. That's why we are fighting back. That's why this channel. Matter of fact, let me go on the record and say this with some pride. Pride. This, the Ebony Star Network, is a pro-black woman channel. We are pro-black people and black relations between black men and black women, but do not get it fucked up. We are pro-black woman over here, and we are proud of that. We love our black women over here. For us, ain't no other black woman, ain't no other woman, I'm sorry, that's worthy to be over here but black women. We don't do Becky's. We don't do no Mei Lings. We don't do none of that. Okay? And we're proud that we are a pro-black woman channel. We're proud of that. And we don't give a fuck who don't like it. We say it loud, we're pro-black woman, and we're fucking proud. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you.
So, oh yeah, as far as the gold digger thing, let me explain something to y'all. Only a sissy bim or wussy or bum or manus queer is going to say that to you. Okay? A real man will never say that to you because a real man understands that women are natural consumers and that women consume resources because they bring life into this world. They're caretakers, they're nurturers, and you need resources to raise children and maintain a homestead. Real men know this. So if you're looking for a man to provide, we understand that that's something that is natural. Not a gold. They're not going to call you a gold digger. We're not going to penalize you for being a woman. You only get penalized for being a woman from the sissy bims, from the manus queers, from these red pill guys. And I'm telling you right now, those are the guys who are saying that to you. So the next time one of them punks, they've been talking about, oh, well, you a gold digger? You know what you tell them? You say, you damn right. So you damn right. Because that ain't nothing but a sissy bim saying that to you. You don't want them in your face? No way. So to get them out of your face quicker, you say you damn right. Now beat it. You're taking up space. You're taking space away from a real man. Dang.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Stop being afraid of that word. Stop letting them use that to force you to doubt yourself and accept their like behinds, their lazy behinds. No, because they just them by them saying that they just pointing it out to you that they're not real men and that they're weak, lazy, and selfish. So just quit them. Don't have nothing to do with them and move along on your way. There are other men out there and men who really understands uh, uh, um, what black women are like and what is natural for
That's
us.
right. That's right. Like they come to you, try to talk to you, and you say, well, where do you work? Oh, you a gold digger. Be like, you're damn right. You're damn right. Where do you work? Why you gotta ask me where do I work? You a gold digger? You're damn right I'm a gold digger. Now where do you work? Well, I ain't got no job right now. Bye. Serious ladies. That's the way it should go down. Just like that. You wanna call
Uh-huh.
you a gold digger because you asking for a man to be a man? Then you say you damn right. Now where do you work? You can't tell you where you work? Keep it moving. You can really keep it moving on the first part where you say, "Oh, you a gold digger," or "You a gold digger." You can keep it moving then, because that's a sissy bim or manosphere. You don't want them no way. So technically, you can jet on that if you just want to stay around just to go through the motions, right? So you can hear the fact that he don't have a job. You can do that too. But technically, you can step as soon as you say you're a gold digger. It ain't about shit then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, pro gamer, YouTube. Yes, we do read the chat. Is there a question you wanted to ask us? We got a new person.
Shout out to what's his name?
Pro gamer YT.
Go again, YT. Shout out to you. What's the question? Dane, what's the question?
I'm waiting to see if he has one. That could have been just it. He just wanted to know do we read, but I'm giving him time or her
Well, it
time.
depends on it depends on if we're ranting. Like me, most of the time I don't see the chat, but Dane keeps an eye on the chat. She's my co-host, and yeah, she pretty much is active in the chat. But if I'm ranting, I probably won't see the chat because I'm concentrating on ranting.
Mm-hmm.
We're almost at the end of the show anyway, but yeah, Dane.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, stop trying to. I'm not like those women over there. Stop that. That means they
Like I
got me
said, the
here.
only guys who call you gold diggers, the only guys who call you gold diggers are guys who can't provide, guys who don't understand that women are natural consumers and what it takes to provide for a woman. I always said this before. If a man cannot provide, he has no business being in a relationship with the woman. Relationships aren't for weak men. Marriages aren't for weak men. Only strong men need to get married and have serious relationships because strong men can provide and take care of children. Be decent husbands. Weak men cannot. All weak men are going to do is make your life miserable and not claim their children and fight you in court about child support. And teach your boys and girls weak shit. How your girls running around here desperate, and how your boys running around here wearing skirts. Go ahead, Dane.
Yeah. So okay. So yeah. So as I was saying, don't let them get in your head, and I don't care how desperate you think you need. You do not need a weak a weak lazy man. It's better to wait and get a good man. You know how many women I've heard talk and give testimonies about how they wasted time with this weak lazy man or no good man, and then when they dumped him and relaxed and concentrate on working on themselves, the good man came, the true man, the hardworking man, and stuff like that. Don't waste your time and energy on a man who don't want to work, a man who's weak, who wants to tear you down to build himself up. He wants to stand on top of you so he can be a little higher. Or he wants you to be his mother, feed him, clothe him, take care of him, and he just lays around the house. Shooks, I know guys who didn't have jobs and they did not laze around the house. They went to work, even if it meant cutting grass, cleaning up somebody's yard, working on somebody's car, washing cars. Okay, so if he don't have a job, he don't have his own business, he needs.
Shoot, I got a lot of respect.
Energy trying to get
Hey,
you.
Let me tell you something. You get a guy that don't have a job and he don't know anything, and he go out there and get a bucket of water and some soap suds and something. and go out there and stand and wash cars, that's an ambitious man. That man has a lot of integrity, believe it or not. He'd rather go out there and find a way to wash cars and make a few dollars than to go steal some from somebody.
Yeah.
I got a lot of respect for people like that. Like them guys who do the squeegee thing. You know, in some of these cities that you go in, when you I only see it in really big, busy cities like Manhattan and stuff. Oh, they all over Manhattan. They're in San Francisco too. Where you stop at a stoplight and they clean your windows real quick with a little squeegee and water. They clean your windows off for you, and you know, you can give them a tip or something like that. I got respect for people like that.
Shooks.
At least they out here trying to hustle a few dollars, you know, legitimately, rather than robbing some old lady or stealing something from somebody. So that's a true. You get merits in my book, but you out here with a legitimate hustle. So people like that you need to hire, man, because they're gonna work hard. They're gonna appreciate a job. You know what I'm saying? It's true. I'll go out and hire them dudes in a minute.
Sure.
I got a lot of respect for that, man, you know, because look, it's a legitimate hustle. And no, they don't make you obligated. You ain't got to pay them nothing. But they're trying to work. Kind of reminds me of the old days when people used to work for a meal. You know, back in our great-great-grand ancestors' days, right? Where people came and, you know, and they were hungry, they wanted to eat for the day. Hell, they're putting in a hard day's work just to get a meal. You understand? And so the people with the squeegee now, I don't have no respect for the guys standing outside at Burger King or Kentucky Fried Chicken opening the door for people. To me, that's not a hustle. Okay, that's some old crackhead, lazy, I don't want to do nothing type shit. Oh man, let me stop. I'm starting to turn to gangster talk. We get into some overdrive. Yeah, that's some old lazy, I don't want to get a job. You know, I don't want to do nothing to be nothing in life type stuff. I ain't got no respect for that. That's not even a hustle. But the people with the, you know, they got their little soap set up. Listen, they don't put together an operation. They got squeegees. They done went out and brought different types of squeegees. And they're good at doing them windows. They do them windows quick. And they done figured out the time it takes to get them done. You know, and they're good at it. And they do a good job. I don't have no problem. I don't have no problem giving them a few dollars. I mean, the windows are very clear. I don't know what soap they use, but them windows be crystal clear when they done with them. Your windshield, man, I give them $4 or $5. Sometimes 10. I appreciate the work. They do quality work. And they got their little pails set up. They got their solutions together. They done went and thought this out. They got a little operation going on there. And I respect that. They can't get a job nowhere, want nobody hiring. Okay, I'll go make my own job. I respect somebody like that. They making their own job. That's better than a dude with you who living off of you playing nothing but video games. What would you rather have? The guy that's living off you playing video games or the dude with the squeegee hustle? At least he bringing in a few dollars. The dude that's living off you with the PlayStation, you paying for him. But I got mad respect for that, man, you know. And those guys do quality work. Those windows be clean. I respect, and then the guy who's a mobile car wash. You're like, okay, I can't get a job, you know, because such and such and such. I'm gonna go out here and create a job to make me some money. And he got his little, went to Took a little bit of money, then went to Walmart, got him some soap powder, some water, bucket, some rags and whatever, and he work it. Charging you $8, $9 for a car wash. I ain't got no problem with that. I respect people like that. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah. I know a man who built his business like that. He
Yeah.
started off going to people's houses, washing and detailing the car. He started off where you were just paying for the labor. He take whatever you had to wash the car and clean, and he would detail the inside the car, and he would go to your property, use your water, and he built over time. Now this man got his own car wash and detail business going on. And
Yeah.
he got workers underneath him. He got a mechanic underneath him.
Let me tell you something. It depends, people, ladies, on the man's want to. I've seen guys who don't went and got power washers, right? They put their money in the power washers. I think a good power washer is about $300-$400, right? That's the most expensive piece you need. And you need one of the big giant containers to put water and solution in, right? And then you got to have the one that can separate this solution from the water, whatever. And they go and they do trailer washouts. You know how much money is in trailer washouts?
Oh,
When you go wash out somebody's reefer trailer as they just got finished delivering a load. One, yeah, a reefer washout is anywhere between $28 to $36. Okay? And you figure he starts from sun up, especially if he gets around a meat plant somewhere where they do food and all of that, meat, that's where he gonna make his longest green. He wash these trailers out, he make $300-$400 a day. That's good money. I've seen guys who do that too, and then next thing you know, a year later, they got their own trailer washout building. Now you can drive your truck in, and they'll wash your trailers out, and then upgrade it to washing trucks. Period. There's big money in that. I pull a reefer. I need trailer washouts all the time. So there's, it depends on the guy's want to, y'all.
Yeah.
If he don't want to, if he don't want to, he not going to.
No.
Okay. All right, damn. I got to get off for a minute. I'm gonna leave everybody to you. Close up shop when you're done. Okay.
Okay.
All right, everybody. I'm done. Thanks for tuning in to the Maximum Overdrive. Hope that I made you think about a few things. Hope I was able to teach you something. So I hope you come away with something positive. Peace, power, and unity. See you guys tomorrow on Ladies' Night.
All right. Okay. So yeah, I wasn't kidding when I said I know a guy who started going to people's houses and washing their car and detailing it, and he's very thorough with his detailing and washing. Shooks, he's patronized heavily because believe it or not, we got a lot of these I don't know what to call them, muckrakers. But not to get off the subject, but yeah. So it don't have to be in that order, but he definitely need a job, or a business. In fact, I had one of the older ladies that I know said she don't understand these young girls. How you gonna be with a man that don't have no job or no business, or or inherit some kind of finances? She said I wouldn't even waste my time talking to a man. In fact, she was to the point that when she was coming up, she wouldn't talk to a man that didn't have his own business. A job is okay, but a job is supposed to be temporarily till you get your own business. Bring money in to have your own business. And and it was so it was surprising. I said we need you to talk to the young girls right now because she was telling some truth. And she's like, say, who is raising these young girls to accept a man who don't have no job or no kind of work ethic or or work, at least have a job, and if he loses the job, he better be out looking for one, be hustling to bring in some money. What is that noise coming from? Let me see something. Oh, okay, all right. So yeah. Yeah. So what happened between her generation and mine and the ones that came behind us? You know, if you was to listen to her, you think she was pretty heartless, but no, she was to the point. How is he going to take care of you, any children y'all have together? You're going to constantly have to be worried about being thrown out of the street or being hungry, you know, and and uh, and and she couldn't understand how did these young women get to this level, and yeah, she couldn't understand that. And let me see. So I'm thinking she's about 10 or 15 years older than my mom. She's still around, and if you catch her, if she knows you, as you catch her, she'll tell you. And when she give advice to young women, and she tell them the hard truth, and they could do with it what they want. She said, look, I'm just advising you, it's your life, but I'm telling you, this man is lazy, or this man is no good, or why are you wasting your time with a man who's not working a job? He's not hurt or injured, and even then he still should be looking for something, because her husband is older. He likes to work. He had to have some type of he had something happen. He broke his leg. Something happened. He had to be off his feet. It was killing him not to be working. We had to keep they had to keep monitoring him, because every chance he got, he was trying to hop around and do something. Same thing. You can tell the men who works, is in them. Had to be off his feet, and it was killing him not to be able to take care of his house like he want, to take care of his yard like he want, to be able to do the stuff he do, all of the work he does around the house. It was killing him, and every chance he get, he was trying to go and do something, and had to monitor him. If these men who are injured, I mean seriously injured, is itching to get back to work around their house, to work around their yard. It's in them to work. There are men like that and stuff like that. It's just that we're blinded by these no good, lazy guys. We see so many of the lazy mama boys that we can't see the good men. That's why I said when the quarantine happened, no women was going to be running to these men, because the men who was temporary out of work because of the pandemic, because their company closed down, they were still working. After they got that first week of rest, I saw men all over the place working on their houses, working on their property, working on their cars, giving them their wives, their girlfriends, or whatever, break from the children and taking the children on and doing the shopping, some of them cooking. You name it, they were doing. I see men on the roof of houses. I see men have a family house, family property, and need to be torn down. They finally had the free time and to do it, and they would took them 2 years to get it halfway torn down. They cleared it out in 2 weeks and stuff like that. So you don't normally see these men because they out working. You don't see them except for maybe occasionally Saturday. You see an individual here and there. But during the pandemic, I saw the whole community of men that we don't normally see because they are working from 5 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the evening. You don't see these dudes until they are on their day off. So there was whole neighborhoods of them, and they were everywhere. Or they were seeing about their elderly parents. They were taking care of their elderly parents' yards and houses. They were everywhere. They may have been in mass. They may have been coaching their buddy on what they need to look for, how to repair this on their car. But trust me, they were in the neighborhood. They were there. They were working. They were getting stuff done. So, yeah, so they're out there in the world. It's just that, as I said, they're either out there working or we've seen too many of these lazy, no good Negroes, and they are in our face 24/7. And we thinking that's all they are out there. Or we know they out there, or we thinking all the good men are taken. No, no, no. They out there, just they work. Oh, yeah, yeah. They are there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, think about your neighborhood when you or when the quarantine happened. As each company slowly shut down, we have a lot of oil refinery, those that work in these industries and stuff like that. They were like some of the last ones to let their employees go for quarantine. So we didn't. I didn't see it immediately, because they weren't let go immediately. You know, as each industry or businesses, then we start seeing more of the guys. 1 week I see a man and his son working on the fence. Another week, I see a man taking care of his parents' house. Doing the stuff his father can no longer do. Hello. Okay. Mhm. 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 Uh huh. Mhm. 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 Okay. All right, everybody. Okay. All right. It's time for me to go, but let me say this real quick. All right. The five essentials that Max went over, I went over about one man supposed to have a job or a business, secure finances. Two, supposed to secure permanent shelter, a home, not an apartment. Man supposed to secure his transportation, to get to his job, to take his family here or there. um, Four, the man's supposed to provide protection for wife, children, homestead, possession. That's four. Five, man's supposed to be good father and good husband and teach his children. Okay, that's five. But the main three, these are five essentials. But the main three, when you first meet a guy, the first one has to have a job. You know, the others could be another artist, and the four that's a little later on as you get further in the relationship. Anyway, I have to go. I'll see y'all later. I'll see y'all for ladies' night. Remember, it's gonna be 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Okay, dokie. I will talk to y'all. I will see y'all then. All right. So peace, power, and unity. Let's leave out with some music.